Okay, greetings, Patriots, Starseeds, light workers, and of course our brave military and our galactic brothers and sisters in the Federations. Welcome to 1776 United, and we are in a worldwide and galactic revolution. Now, I want to clarify, this is kind of part 2 of the solar flash, and I want to just say that yes, we have good patriots and freedom fighters, and of course our galactic federations stomping out the reptile bloodlines, the dark mobilities, the Comitia 300s, but they have a lot of arsenal as well, and this is what we're going through right now. So, like I said, and what Trump had said, it's a bumpy road, and it's going to get a little bit bumpy before we get cleaned out. But remember that nothing can stop what is coming, as what Trump had said many years ago. So we're at the point, I guess, right now, where you're seeing the good bloodline, the Jesus and God-given bloodlines, fighting against the evil bloodlines. But there's also dark, evil bloodlines fighting amongst themselves and trying to destroy themselves, like the Zionist Orsini type bloodlines and the Jesuits against the Muslim Brotherhood bloodlines. Okay, so which is the Persian bloodlines, and they've been warring forever. And if you're seeing missiles being sent over, to Israel to do this, that, and the other thing to Iran. Iran hates the United States and hates the Israel. Israel hates Iran. Okay. Trump's basically staying out of it, and they're just basically, if there's anything being sent over there, they're just burning up. If they're insisting on destroying each other, then the global alliance will just come in and mop up everything and turn the ashes into beautiful cities and countries again, such as the Gaza Strip, as what the Zionists did to the Palestinian, the true Hebrew people, of Gaza. And they are, a lot of them are gone underground or gone into other countries and being protected right now. And there's really not much left of Gaza as we speak. But I believe that Gaza, because of its location, will become a beautiful vacation spot eventually. And all this horror and evil will be put away. So, we're kind of in a dark phase of it right now. It's the final phase with all this eruption and craziness going on, and you see all this flooding going on around the world. The latest one being in Barcelona, Spain, and of course there's another one that was going on, I believe, in Malaysia. Now, these are the clowns, using their weather warfare HAARP and DARPA weapons to try to flood these areas, and basically all it's doing is it's cleansing. They're either destroying, they're in the midst of destroying themselves. Okay, so you're not going to see, they're trying to create as much havoc as on their way out, and of course, you're going to have collateral damage, and this is the bad part of all this. And what I suggest everybody do is just try and protect yourself as best as you can. Stay away from the crowds and whatever. And I know I'm not one to, really follow what I say sometimes about, staying away from airports and stuff like this. But like I said, I've got a job to do, and I'm on a mission right now to get things done. Just because, my family is not here in Canada. Okay, that being said, we're in a final phase of all this stuff, and what you're going to see, the Trump haters are going to be popping up their heads out of the foxhole. They're going to be identified and marked, and a lot of this stuff is going to, with this frequency that's coming in, nobody's going to be able to hide from it. And this is why I say we all have to get connected with our spiritual guides and our Creator again, and talk to Him, and get into meditation, and get into peaceful spots, get out into nature. This is all extremely important because we want to keep our frequency high, and we want to spiritually go higher, and what Jake always says, the love vibration, and just get it out there and stuff like this. And his intuition's over the top because of what he's been gifted, and he's gone through 30 plus years of CIA and SEAL episodes, and he's still there. So he's been gifted, and God has a purpose for him. But there is, and he's there for the awareness too. I mean, everybody's out there on their podium right now trying to put stuff forward. If you want to know more about this, the galactic and the solar flash and what's happening, there's two people to go to, which is Gene Decode. He's got great stuff, and of course the Ismael Perez, and he's explaining things too. Both are on Rumble, and they both pop up periodically. They will explain things a lot better detail than I will, but I'm just trying to give you a overview of what's happening out there right now, and because there is such a fiasco going on in the United States right now, in Washington. Maybe Trump, there's two Trumps there for sure, because I've seen it with my own eyes. One's 5'10", the other one's 6'3". So, the 6'3" one will be always with Melania, and the 5'10", of course, he's always wearing that baseball cap. So, and when he's doing stuff, we all have to look at this by saying, and use our discernment, and use our intuition, because of what we're dealing with right now. We're dealing with two actors, okay? And Trump is a very good actor, and I guess obviously his body double is too. So, apparently he had to flee Washington because of there was a security change now that he was not aware about, or the Global Alliance wasn't aware. So they thought that was a breach of security, and they hustled him out of there. So, knowing, because that's all part of the FBI, because it's very easy for them to do that, or the Secret Service, because there's a lot of bad still inside the Secret Service, or the FBI, that maybe tried to regroup and try to infiltrate the presidency that way. So just for caution's sake, they evacuated Trump out of there, and I believe he's in Greenland, according to Benjamin Fulford. Now, it doesn't matter who's really in charge there. They could be, a clown or Trump or whoever. It doesn't matter, because this is all going to be coming to an end very, very soon. They're basically out there to destroy themselves. Their exposure is destroying them. Their hate for each other will destroy them. Their battling and constant wars with each other will destroy them. And the BRICS nations are moving ahead, because they're just, the United States is desperate for money. And he's, like the bad Trump's trying to put, or even the good Trump, it doesn't really matter, trying to put these 500% tariffs on or 3 or 40 or 50, whatever the percentage of, is trying to put these tariffs on everybody. Nobody's going to deal with them when they got free trade going on with other countries. Why? Why would you want to sell, your good product to and get no money for it? So, people are just, like the countries that are out there, which is, basically the BRICS is 40% of the GDP and 80% of the population of the planet. It's 80% of the planet, okay, and 44% of the GDP. That's the world trade that they're able to do. So, the United States, if they don't, come around, they're done. And maybe this is all by design, and maybe Trump is trying to wipe out the dollar. They're expecting Jerome Powell to step down next week, which is okay, fine. Maybe put somebody else in there, but it's just it's just a clown show. And all the other countries are sick of it. And it's even the mega movement now, and the patriots that are there and around the world are sick and tired of the bullshit in Washington. They're sick and tired of the lies, the cheating, the murders, and the pedophilia. All that stuff is all coming to an end. It's all being exposed, and it's coming to an end. So just, all we do is we stay in high vibration and move along with our lives, and let them destroy themselves. And I think that's what Trump is doing. Just let them go fight it out and destroy themselves, because it's all going to come to an end. And what is not cleaned up by them killing each other and destroying themselves will be cleaned up by the solar flash. The solar flash is going to, basically give this planet a good flushing, a really good flushing. And this is not an apocalypse of which says in the Bible, apocalypse is coming. It's here now. It's soon to happen. It's apocalypse against the evil. That's what the Bible is trying to say. That's what our Creator is trying to say. I'm attacking, and I'm dropping my almighty hammer down on the evil of this planet. And we, as God-fearing people, have to realize that we have nothing to worry about as long as we are in line and connected with our source, and do good things to help each other. That's really important. And this is what we are all witnessing, the Great Divide. We are all witnessing the Great Awakening and the separation of this planet. And I just might want to add, the new Earth of the 5D and 6D, which I mentioned in part 1 of this solar flash video, does not have a moon. Any moon that is there is usually artificial, and they build it, and then it comes into how they pin it or point it through gravity. I don't even know anything of that physics, but I do know that the new Earth that maybe or maybe not that we go to, I don't know. Maybe it's because our planet here is rising in density. Maybe we will stay here, and of course there's another planet out there close by that will be dealing with it. But a lot of this stuff is going to be rolled out, and I'm going to keep studying Gene Decode and try to interpret it the best way I can, because he's way out there. He's like, he is so far advanced in his work that he does, that he tries to put out there, that it's a lot of it I believe is biblical, and it's like he's trying to teach everybody basically the truth of the universe. So and I've been resonating with him for years now, and I would suggest that everybody go and try to follow Gene on this stuff, and as well as Ishmael Perez. He's got some really good content. So that being said, I am out of time, and we will see you on the next one. Bye for now.